What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Faraday Future. I want to go over exactly why Faraday is going down despite the news that did come out late last night. So I want to go over everything that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So at the time of doing this video, Faraday is down 9.4%. But it did have a high of 609. Even pre-market, it did break that $7 range. So a lot of people want to know exactly what the hell is happening. So in case you kind of aren't familiar yet, there was a couple pieces of news that did come out late last night. I did a video around midnight because of course that's when Faraday likes to put out news at 10:47. But there was two big things that they did drop. One of which is neutral / bullish. The other one is mixed. And I'm going to talk on why. So Faraday Future regains compliance. So turns out 10 consecutive trading days was all they did need. So it shows that Faraday's rapport with the Nasdaq is significantly greater than a lot of companies I have dealt with in the past. So I am completely wrong. 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛 on Reddit, gotta give him credit. I brought this up in my video last night as well, but round of applause, he was correct. So my apologies on that. I was very much wrong. I was anticipating 20, but yeah, Faraday only needed the 10. Still though, I think this is good. It's another rubber stamp, a good lifeline essentially for Faraday to kind of live on, live another day and fight and whatever else. But what is really, in my opinion, causing Faraday to go down is this. So it's kind of a love-hate kind of piece of news. So it's good and bad. So Faraday Future announces $30 million in financing commitments from the Middle East, the US, and also Asia. And as I brought up in previous videos, Master Investment was going to be that entity from the UAE that was going to be working with Faraday. So it turns out it is just strictly financing commitments. No actual merger, no joint venture, nothing along those lines. So it is just straight financing. And it is regrettably convertible notes with a warrant aspect. And those warrants have conversion prices of $5.24 and then $6.29. So as of right now, I think the reason why Faraday's been really going down is because of its pre-existing convertible notes. And the way I see it, I've kind of given as an example, is these notes are more like payday loans. So it gets you upfront money, which is what Faraday uses for operations and whatever else. But when it comes down to pay, this is where you really get screwed. So essentially, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, this 30 million is like Faraday's lifeline. So it gives them another, once again, another reason to continue to fight, but they need to be very, very responsible with this 30 million. And ultimately, even though they did raise the authorized shares, like in the next probably year, that is going to be reached. So that's going to be capped out because there's going to be a lot of dilution. So this is where I think the market is really fed up with a lot of companies just reliant on these convertible notes because it kills shareholder value. And this is why, again, it is going down. So this is kind of a good / bad piece of news because given the market cap of Faraday right now, it's like at 60 million, 60 to 65. So the fact that this entity or many entities is financing up to 30 million, that's good. But again, the total dollar value, what is really going to affect Faraday is going to be significantly greater than 30, only because of these conversions. So yes, it's kind of a good bad piece of news. And so this is why you did have it going up. So a lot of optimism, and then now people are A, the broader market selling off, and then B, you have just people tired of just the conversions and the dilution, because when it comes down to what they've disclosed, their outstanding share count went up tenfold. And that is not to do with Faraday doing direct issuance. That is just because of them trying to accommodate the actual notes. And just based on their last earnings, they still do have 211 million still needing to be funded. So again, the lower the share price, the more shares are issued. So yeah, it's kind of a very, very damaging scenario. So yeah, ultimately 211 million is still remaining to be funded, not counting this 30 million. And I see this 30 million. So I brought it up in the video yesterday, assuming once all of this 211 is done, and then finishing off with this 30 million, that should be enough for a substantial investment. I don't know, it would be very close to controlling interest, maybe. Again, the lower the share price, the more shares are issued. So that 30 million would definitely have a substantial chunk of the float, right? So that's just, again, not diving deep into the actual math or whatever else, but this is exactly why the market is taking Faraday down today, because of this. And again, there might be some people assuming that there's some manipulation because FTDs have been increasing. Right now, shorts are increasing roughly around 19,000 shares. And the reason why it's most likely only 19,000 is because there's been very little shares available. Often it's been at zero. So cost to borrow average as well as 245.79%. So that definitely is going up. Still in the threshold list. Again, threshold list is linked to FTDs, naked shorting, and whatever else. So a lot of different things is happening all at the same time. No doubtably, there is a certain level of manipulation happening, but it is because of this company consistently reliant on just convertible notes, and it is, like I said, very damaging. And just to put it in perspective, so this 211 million, let's say you do it at the current share price, right? That'll give you X amount of shares. I don't have a calculator up, but that'll give you X amount of shares. That's if they convert it as of right now. But again, if the share price goes down, then if they still do have, because this is fixed, right? This 211 million is fixed. Then if the share price goes down and they convert some of that money owed, that's more shares. So that's kind of a good example, just in case a lot of you don't know on how damaging these kind of scenarios are. So once again, I see this as good / bad. It'd be nice if it was more of a joint venture that was created and then financing was issued through that. That way it wouldn't really be so damaging to Faraday's bottom line and just to the outstanding share count. So all in all, that's a quick summary of exactly what the hell is happening. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Given the news, did you guys buy the dip? Based on just the volume, it doesn't seem like that much is happening. One thing that I find comical is looking here. Typically, these are all the transactions on the dark pool. Typically is around maybe 2 to 3 transactions a day. Last 2 days, it has been on fire, as you can kind of see. So it's funny how always entities know in advance that something is coming. So clearly these entities or whoever the hell was buying knew that it was going to run up. So it's kind of funny how things always work out like that. So regardless, let me know your thoughts. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link to this is in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.